It's often said that celebrity comes with responsibility. While that might be true for some, there are others who seem to have forgotten that with fame should come a healthy dose of humility. We've all heard the stories of stars who throw temper tantrums or act like their fame entitles them to behave however they please. Unfortunately, this sometimes involves taking their frustrations out on innocent restaurant servers, the unsung heroes who make sure we get our food hot and our water refilled. But what happens when the table turns, and it's the celebrity who's accused of being rude? Here's a list of some of the most high-profile celebrities who have been slammed for their bad behavior at restaurants, from rude demands to leaving no tips at all. Number 8. James Corden, the king of restaurant meltdowns. Let's start with the one and only James Corden, who, unfortunately for him, made headlines for all the wrong reasons in 2022. Corden, famous for his carpool karaoke segments, got into a bit of hot water when he was accused of berating restaurant staff at a celebrity hotspot. The incident took place at Balthazar, a famed New York restaurant, where Corden allegedly screamed at servers for making a mistake with his wife's order. According to the owner, Keith McNally, James shouted at the waiter, saying, "You can't do your job. Maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelette myself." Now, while we can all agree that James is hilarious and talented, this behavior was anything but funny. McNally went public with the incident, calling out Corden's behavior and even banning him from the restaurant. Though Corden later apologized, admitting his comments were rude and ungracious, the internet wasn't letting him off that easily. One Twitter user summed it up best, saying, "Remember when James Corden was rude AF to that restaurant for no reason at all? Ouch. James, maybe next time skip the yelling and go for a joke instead." Number 7. Anna Wintour, the devil wears Prada in real life. If there's anyone who knows how to make a server quake in their boots, it's Anna Wintour. The editor-in-chief of Vogue has long been known for her icy demeanor and notoriously difficult personality. And if you thought Meryl Streep's portrayal of her in The Devil Wears Prada was exaggerated, think again. Former maitre d' Michael Cialina shared his story of dealing with Anna at New York's Michelin-starred restaurant, Lucu. According to Cialina, Anna would often waltz in without a reservation and demand a table, preferably one that wasn't just any table, but one that was to her exacting standards. If she didn't like her food, don't expect her to quietly send it back. No, she'd make sure everyone in the restaurant knew her displeasure, even looking at the waiter as though they had personally poisoned her meal. One of the most infamous incidents involved Anna demanding a private room even after closing time. A server was assigned to her personally. How charming. But let's face it, if you're going to be the queen of fashion, it's probably hard to resist playing the diva card now and then. We're sure the poor waiter was thrilled. Number 6. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, the royal treatment. Next up, we have Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. While their royal duties may have been left behind in favor of a more private life, their dining experiences remain as interesting as ever. Back in 2017, Meghan and her entourage reportedly tried to pull a royal card at a restaurant. According to Michael Cialina, the head reservationist at Lucu, Meghan arrived with an escort, announcing she was dating a prince and demanded a private table, which, as you might guess, was not available. When they were told that they couldn't have a private space, the duo allegedly became enraged. Meghan, ever so aloof, reportedly didn't say a word during the confrontation while her guest threw a fit. There was some talk about the royal couple not being very gracious, and while it didn't cause a huge media stir at the time, it does make you wonder how many servers have been graced with the presence of royalty only to leave with a less than royal tip. Number 5. Scott Disick, the real Kardashian lord of bad behavior. Next, we have Scott Disick, who might be known as Lord Disick in the Kardashian world, but when it comes to manners, he's more of a jester. In one particularly memorable incident, Scott got drunk during a night out and was cut off by the restaurant staff. He was not pleased. Instead of taking the hint and leaving like a polite guest, Scott allegedly demanded another drink and threatened the server when he was denied. The situation escalated quickly, and Scott reportedly got up from his table, marched to the bar, and got in the waiter's face. At one point, he shoved a $100 bill in the server's mouth. Talk about an awkward situation. As you might imagine, the staff wasn't too impressed and escorted him out. But hey, at least he tipped sort of. Number 4. Khloe Kardashian, a rude reality. Khloe Kardashian, like her sisters, is no stranger to being the subject of scrutiny. But when it comes to bad restaurant behavior, she seems to have earned herself a reputation. Several stories have circulated about her being rude and demanding, including one from a banquet where she didn't leave a tip for the server. Instead, she allegedly spent the evening ignoring the staff and brushing off any form of politeness. One server recalled her simply brushing his arm away with a napkin when he accidentally grazed her. The classic Kardashian disregard for common courtesy. It's no surprise that, according to sources, Khloe friends often had to go back and leave a tip after she left. Maybe it was an oversight, or maybe she thought the server was being paid enough to handle her ungratefulness. Either way, it's safe to say that Khloe's behavior didn't earn her any 5-star reviews from the staff. Number 3. Kendall Jenner, the supermodel who forgot her manners. Kendall Jenner, like her sisters, has had her fair share of controversies, but one that particularly stands out is her alleged bad treatment of servers. One story in particular makes it clear. In 2014, Kendall was accused of leaving a restaurant without paying for her bill, allegedly because the staff refused to serve her alcohol. When the waiter, Blaine Morris, approached her to ask for the $60 bill, she reportedly threw the money at him. But the drama didn't stop there. More people came forward with stories about Kendall's rude behavior, particularly her cold attitude towards staff. A TikTok video went viral where a former restaurant employee described her as aloof and distant, saying she didn't even speak to the staff. It's clear that Kendall, despite being the supermodel, may not be winning any awards for personality or kindness. Number 2. Usher, not a fan of tipping. R&B singer Usher is known for his smooth vocals and infectious hits, but when it comes to tipping, he's been accused of being somewhat, stingy. According to reports, Usher once left an autograph instead of a tip after dining at a restaurant, and in another instance, he allegedly didn't tip the waiter at all. But perhaps his most infamous tipping incident happened at a Las Vegas gentleman's club in 2021. Usher reportedly used fake money with his face on it to tip dancers, causing quite the stir. Some claimed it was part of a promotional stunt for his Vegas residency, but others weren't so sure. After all, using fake bills to tip isn't exactly the most gentlemanly move. Number 1. Brittany Mahomes, the unpleasant non-tipper. Lastly, we have Brittany Mahomes, who, according to a server who worked at a hotel, was quite the handful during a visit. The server, Jessica, described her as unpleasant and said that Brittany didn't tip a single staff member during her entire stay. Not only that, but Jessica also claimed that Brittany was rude and demanding, leaving a bad taste in everyone's mouth. It seems that while Brittany might be a superstar in her own right, her behavior left a lot to be desired. Well, that's a wrap on today's list of celebrity restaurant mishaps. Who knew fame could come with such a side of bad manners? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share with your friends if you want more juicy celeb gossip. Catch you next time for more drama, laughter, and maybe even a tip or two.